I think the future probably is a brighter place in regards to that, because I think that as human beings we discover that in the long run there's an easier way of doing something or a hard way to do something, and to pull together, to have, it's got to be easier. To cooperate has to be an easier solution. So you have to go through all the disharmony and the pulling against one another before you learn actually, well, it's just a lot easier and energy saving if we
work together.
I think because I've worked in the cooperative movement quite a lot, and I've always found that if you have an agreed vision and everybody's behind that vision, then you walk the same path, sort of thing. But I think if you don't have an agreed vision, then people will pull against one another. And I also think that if you leave empty spaces, they're vacuums which are going to be filled with something, and often it's power struggles.
What have you done here? What have you done?
A collective of kind of small holdings, or an eco-village really, a group of people trying to create something different and something sustainable. I think the mainstream paradigm is completely, what's the word, redundant, for any kind of prospects of future well-being or even survival. And so, there's a real thirst and a kind of hunger for alternative models that are looking at other ways of doing things. The mainstream paradigm is rootless. It's disconnected from the natural world. It's disconnected from the earth, and so giving people the tools they need to reconnect with the earth. An alternative.
And I guess if there isn't if there isn't something to replace what already exists, then what? There's no choice. Yeah. And that's what needs to happen, is to have that power of choice, it seems to me. And the moment you have choice, then there's more of a freedom and a movement for new consciousnesses to evolve, seems. Conscious awareness to evolve. But when you're dealing with a mindless, non-human entity, it's very difficult to call it to account in terms of how it treats the planet.
It's, you know what I mean? Just so big, isn't it? Ultimately, we're all in the same boat. In the 70s, a lot of communities were formed. They were called lifeboat communities, where hippies went out, bought a piece of land, got self-sufficient, and we're thinking, okay, well, look, when the mainstream paradigm collapses, we'll be fine, because we've got our potatoes there and our meat there and our dairy there, and we'll be fine. That kind of consciousness has fallen away now, because it is very much that we're all in the same boat together. We are all connected, far more connected than that, and we will all, survive climate change, or our civilization will survive climate change in unity. My task is to just do what I can do. It sounds a bit arrogant being a beacon, but it's just kind of like you come to a point in your life where it's just, okay, I am of service, universe, kind of, let's do what we can, and we set off this project, and now we're just running to keep up with it, sort of thing. It's the truth of it.
Time's sprinting. It's like the only way, it seems to me, is to be, to take Gandhi's phrase, be the change you want to see. Be it, live it, breathe it.
There's a way that we could fulfill our needs and even meet much of our desire without all the devastation that comes with that, in terms of the human and environmental devastation, which are really the same thing. Humans are the environment. Humans are nature. But yeah, it's this insatiable need, seemingly insatiable need, which I think is something we can't actually meet with the resources and the systems that we have. The coming mythology is not going to be about this country or that country or this person or that person, but about our lives on it together. Or we can self-annihilate. I mean, we can do that. That's an option too. We can kill ourselves and we can kill the planet. I mean, that's an option. Don't know. Sometimes I don't feel fussed. It's terrible. I've got these lovely children and, you know, I don't know. It's a weird thing. Sometimes I don't feel fussed. It's not like I don't care. It's just like, sometimes it feels out of my hands.